everyone, and welcome to this second workshop of a New Horizon session. So the session will be in English mostly because we are represented Alberta, but feel free to ask your question either in English or French. So our presenter today will be Thomas Noumezi. So I will read his bio after Hervé. Hervé does the land recognition.
So thank you to everyone. First of all, I want to thank the government of Canada for funding this project. I'll be doing the land recognition in French because we have to be using both languages. Dans l'esprit de réconciliation, nous reconnaissons que nous travaillons sur les terres ancestrales des traités 6, 7 et 8 et des Métis, le lieu de rassemblement de nombreux peuples autochtones. C'est là que nous efforçons d'honorer et de transformer nos relations les uns avec les autres.
So now I'm going to present our presenter today, Mr. Thomas Noumezi. He is going to present the topic on seniors planning for wealth creation and protection. So who is Thomas? Thomas, for over 30 years, Thomas has built an extensive experience as a teacher and engineer with a master's degree in science, a certified reliability engineer, a consultant, a trainer, and an entrepreneur. Thomas is a certified teacher who is currently working with the Calgary Board of Education. He is licensed to provide financial education and services to family in Alberta, Ontario, and in Quebec as an insurance agent with World Financial Group. He has a great team of 20 with 5 licenses, including 2 of his sons. Thomas is proficient and fluent in both English and French. His favorite book is the Bible because it inspires good practices such as serving, sharing, and loving. His proudest moment is when he helped a family to become secure and to have peace of mind about financial issues. It's his biggest money pet peeve is when he cannot find an appropriate solution to help a family. Thomas is married and the head of a loving family and a father of 4 with 2 grandchildren. What is in there for you when you join Thomas' education session today? Clarity and understanding of your finances. Joining Thomas' education sessions gives you the opportunity to gain clarity and understanding of the financial system in Canada and to get the best out of your existing or future financial products. It is also an opportunity to start a business in the financial industry. The information you will learn will not only help you understand your finance, but it will also give you a great opportunity to start a business in the financial industry. Such a business is very much needed. It's high paid and highly regulated. Proper mentorship to get licensed fast and fast as a financial advisor with market rights like Thomas. How Thomas gave back to the community. His DDI membership. Soon to become a senior himself, Thomas believed that the senior's life experience is a treasure one can leverage on. When Thomas learned about what DDI does for seniors, he availed himself to having conversation on the topic seniors planning for wealth creation and protection. The discussion will focus on concepts such as life spot, metaphor, and financial home, and some scenario for seniors to create wealth and protect us. So here you can find Thomas' contact and also his phone number to schedule a meeting. So now the floor is yours, Thomas. I will stop to share my screen and you can go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Crystal. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thomas. Crystal, I've already introduced myself. So I'm glad to be here today to discuss with you about the topic senior planning or wealth creation and protection. Next slide, one question to you. My question to you all will be this. I don't know how to get the answer, but I will assume some answer and then we move on with that. What's the one reason that drags you to this call? To me, being like kind of, I will soon become a senior, I know that, or based on what I've just learned, I know now about financial system. You are here because you have some financial dreams. You are here because you have some financial goal. And then you cannot have any income creation without a dream or a goal. That's what we call it, usually call like vision. Vision should be the main driver of our decision and action. One thing to consider is this: your lifestyle today is determined by the decision you or your loved one made about money a long time ago. Do you agree with that? I believe so, since I cannot see. So, but I believe that your lifestyle today depends on what you have decided yourself, or some loved one have decided for you. I think that works. For you to actually plan or set up dreams, there are three key factors. And then if you don't agree with me, we can discuss that in the questions sections. So there is time. Talking about time, we see that in what we call the life spot. Circumstances. You have circumstances. Also, we can talk about that like in the life spot. You see that what that is. And also the environment. You need to consider your own environment. You are in Canada, so we need to learn about the financial system in Canada. Next slide. Okay, look at this one. I will just describe what is on this slide here. Unfortunately, I cannot draw on it since I'm not presenting, so I'm a little bit stuck with this. But when you look at this picture or this drawing, it is like a pot. Everyone knows a pot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows a pot. So just consider a moment that your life is like this pot. And then the zero that you can see on the drawing represent when you born, when your birthday. You are born, you are 0 year age, and then the next dot will represent when you are 20 years old. If you want to draw it on a sheet of paper on your own, and then write 20 on the next beside the next dot. The following dot will be 30 years old. And then the fourth dot will be 60 years old. Can you see that? At the end,
Yes, we can see. Yes, we can see.
When you see the small arrow, it is 80 years old, and then you can grow older and go to 100 years. But we have to stop at 80 years old. That works. Okay. let's see this is about time. So time is about our age. What happened between age 0 to 20? Our situation is that we are totally dependent on parents, right? We depend on our parent, and we trust them. We just depend on them to go to school, to eat food, to get like a shelter, to get dressed and everything. The parent will do everything for us. What I've been doing in that time, we are going to school. You agree with that? Now, from age 20 to 30, let's say you graduate, and then you are looking for a career. From 20 to 30, you are looking for a career. Your active life will actually start from 30 years old until 60 years old when you retire, or 65 in Canada. I hope it's making sense. This section from 30 to 65 is actually the active period of our life. That's about time. In this situation, what's happened here, you have to work hard. 1 job, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, business, start everything you want. You are trying everything to get income, food on the table. Because you have that energy, you have time on your side. But you also have a lot of challenges and responsibility coming with that. And beside the challenges, banks, investment companies, and I don't know, many insurance companies, or the mortgage company, utilities bill, all those people are behind you with charges. Schools, everything. They want to give you credit card, they want to give you a lot of credit, they want to give you loan, they want to give you mortgage. They will give you everything you want because they know you have time and energy to do it, to pay back. But when you hit 60 and 65, that when you become like a senior, that's why we are talking today, what happened there is that it seems like everything is over. Everything is behind you. There is nothing else you can do. Insurance company doesn't want to give you coverage. Company doesn't want to hire you because you are old. You are not able, you don't have enough energy to work anymore. So that's the situation. That's the challenge. That's the challenging part of it. So I'm glad that DDI is considering this education. So when we move forward, we will come back to this part to see what we should do at each stage. Basically, when you have a dream, the dream is far away from you. Can you see where the dream is? It's very far, far away. And then you are back there with your vision. The vision is that you visualize your dream, right? But the dream is always very far. So there are 2 ways for you to go from your dream to your vision and then to turn your dreams into reality. So you can do it yourself on yourself. You will have then your vision will inspire you, that's right. And then during your life, you will be seeing opportunities that will come your way. You will do some investigation about those opportunities. When you investigate, you will make some decision, and then you will take some actions. Is that okay? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
In that context, then, you are doing it on your own. Do you think that there is a certainty that you will succeed with doing it on your own? Do you think that's easy or is too tough, too difficult? It's uncertain, right?
Yeah.
It's uncertain because you may be like short on inspiration. You don't have inspiration about your vision. You may not find the right opportunity that you want. You may not find good information that you want to use to move on. So you will not know you can take bad decision, wrong decision on the way, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of chances for you to fail. However, there is what we call the system-based way to turn your dreams into reality. Can you see that? What does it mean? This means that if you have a system that you can work on, that you can use, that system will actually help you to reach your dream quickly if you follow it properly. For example, if you have a chance, we will see that you take, for example, McDonald's. When you want to buy McDonald's, you don't have to think too much. You have your money to buy it, you buy the system, and then you follow that system, you start making money from day one. Does that make sense? When it comes to wealth creation, what is our biggest asset? So this is where I will be stuck a little bit. So one of the concepts we have to understand is the benefit of compound interest. So let's just jump to this one. Have you heard about the rule of 72 before? The rule of 72,
No.
it's on the screen. You can see, right?
Okay.
This is one of the concepts you need to know, because the rule of 72 says this. It's written there. If you want to know how many years your money you have in your bank account or your investment account will double, just take that 72 and divide by the rate of return. For example, if the rate of return on your money is 1%, that means $10,000 that you have in your bank account will take 72 years to double. On the other side, if you can see where to get your money to grow by 10% per year, compound interest, talking about twice. So what will happen, just take the same formula and say 72 divided by rate of return 10. Your money will double every 7.2 years. That means 7 years and 12%. That means around like three months, or 7 years and 2 months. Your money will double. So when you reach age 57, your money will already be at the 10,000 that you had in a bank account for at 10% rate of return will be $160,000. While if you have left that money at 1% growth rate of return, you will only have like $20,000. So you have $20,000 when you will get to which age? 101 year old. So then everybody started here at 29 years old, but you have to wait 72 years to have $20,000. While if you invest where you can have a good rate of return, before you get to 57 years, you will be at $160,000. Can you see the difference? So if you let that money grow a sit in this account where you have 10%, imagine you'll be having maybe 30 times or 50 times what you had in the other account. This is the power of what we call the compound interest, which is very important to know. The other thing we need to talk about, we're talking about wealth. So when you want to build wealth, you need to know the power of what it is. You will have your wealth account through some products that are called like UL, Universal Life, and Whole Life account. What do you get from it? It is a government. You can see, just go up here in the center of the circle, you can see wealth account. Yes, first, this is a government-supported tax benefit thing. Here, on this account, you don't pay that much taxes, which is very good. You need to be mindful of that. This same account will help you to create what we call generational wealth. That means you are creating wealth, not just for yourself, but also for your kids and grandchildren, which is very good. You need to leave your family at peace and a wealthy family. They should not be struggling financially as we did. So we are building something which is massive, which is very good. Also, the third quadrant is retirement income source at tax preferred rate. So it's very important, because when you have each account, you can have living benefit there that you could use for your retirement. Safety and growth of money. You have safety because here in this account you have the money is invested in what we call segregated fund, and then you cannot lose your principal. Protection of income. That's right. You will not lose your income, because from this account, if you have invested some money, you can protect that money, that investment, with a term insurance that's embedded in this account. Source to pay long-term taxes. Yes, most of the time when people have like investment, they don't think about taxes. And then when they are not around, when they are not around to pay taxes, they may find themselves not able to pay taxes. And then they may lose those investments. So it is a source to pay long-term taxes, estate taxes. It is very important. When you want to build wealth, you need to be mindful of all these things. Thank you. Let's move on. So talking about the senior plan to build wealth in Canada, your option is to put money in your family's life pot. Yeah, we said it. We talk about life pot, remember? For example, as a senior, it's very important. If you are a senior, you are at the senior age, that means above 60, it's very important to actually consider creating wealth, as we said. It's we will see when we have opportunity to discuss. Actually, we see some overview, but if you consider already that the compound interest thing, and then you consider wealth account, those are two vehicles that you could use to actually create wealth. So, but the challenge here is time. We don't have enough time to grow money, because as you can see, when you let money sit in the account, that's where that money will actually generate good growth, right? So you have that challenge, but we still have a lot to give back. As we are, as a senior, our life experience can help us and say, never again. I don't want my family to go through the same situation I'm facing today. I want to learn about this thing and give back to my community, to my family, to my loved one, to my kid and grandkid. Actually, in the wealth account, you have great features and venues to stay connected and healthy. Yes, with this plan, you will have some good things that you can enjoy, like activities, like network, like things that you can stay active then. The other option you have like a senior is to get financial education about how money works in Canada. We said it already. Save and grow money. Save and grow money in the form of compound interest, dividend with capital guaranteed. That's what it has. Also, in that situation, you can say, okay, you can get licensed by the government, and then we help people to get this license from the government, and then you can start and grow a business in the financial industry. It is a highly regulated and well-paid. You will stay active using your time to serve loved one, friend, and community as an advisor. So by doing that, you will leave what we call a legacy, a legacy to your family. You don't want to leave people with peace of mind and so on. So based on what we just discussed, we can go back to the life pot, and you can actually see what to put in place for kid, for grandkid, so that your family becomes like wealthy. I would like to challenge you one question. I don't know if somebody would like to interact with this, but we will keep this for the Q&A section. Just do this while you are waiting that section. From 0 to 20. What do you think you can do for yourself and for your loved one to get your family wealthy? What could you do besides getting them dressed, getting their food, sending them to school? What could you do financially talking? What could you do for the children? What can you put in sport? Because you're already a senior, what could you put in sport? I think you believe from now that it's very important to consider that one, since you saw the advantages of those things. So what could you put in the pot of your grandson, your granddaughter? What can you put there? Now, starting from 20 to 30, yes, what can I do? What are the strategies that I can put in place so that my family will be financially secure? Think about that while we are going through the presentation, because in the Q&A session, it will be like up and up. We will discuss. Okay, now from 30 to 60 years, what are the mistakes that you should not make? And then what are the good decisions and action that you need to take? And then from 60 to 80, where we are, what can we do? I've already said that you have some options. You can leverage on that and see what you can give back to the family and to community. So there are some questions that we have to ask ourselves, we have to think about. Based on what you have been doing from 30 years old to 60 years or 65 years old, who is becoming wealthy with your monthly paycheck? That's a very, very key question you need to ask yourself. But if you don't know it, I can summarize it here for you. Mortgage account, it's eating our money monthly. Yeah, they are taking a lot of interest on our paycheck. Monthly bills, You know that monthly bill, the bill that you are paying, you are actually supporting the business of somebody else. Do you know that? You are supporting the business of somebody else. That's a business that you are paying. Tax bill, it's a business. That's a government business. You are paying a bill on some business. What about yourself? Are you paying anything to yourself to make your family wealthy? That's the last question there. So if you want to make your family wealthy, you need, what can we do? That's the option there. Think about the wealth account. Think about the investing where you could get like growth with safety. That means segregated fund. Is it making sense? Next question. Where are your RS, PT, FSA, and child plan investing money? Is it invested in GIC bond? Is it invested fund and mutual fund? Is it invested in segregated fund? Do you know? If you don't know that, you need to ask yourself a question, or you need to check it out. Because if your money is invested in GIC and bond, the rate of return, you may not be able to beat inflation. And then if you don't beat inflation, your money, you are not going anywhere because your money is not going. You will not be able to sustain your retirement charges. If it is mutual fund, there may be a kind of growth, but it's not sure, it's not guaranteed. Because you can gain something, but you can also lose everything that you gain. You go there. While the segregated fund is different. And then this is what we would recommend. So the question that you have to answer is, what's the return on your in-money earning right now? Okay, next slide. That's a good question to ask as well. Next slide. If you don't know that question, if you don't know the answer to this question, that means you actually need to be here. It's very important to be here. Another question is, would you be open mind to grow your money with principal guaranteed? That's a question you can say right away, yes or no.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you like to grow your money with principal guarantee?
Yeah, of course.
Wonderful.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We need feedback. Thank you so much. It's very important. If you don't make that decision today, down the road, when you become senior, you will just be at mourning. You just be weeping because there will be nothing in your pot. Nothing will be in your pot. So these are the type of question, the decision you have to make today, so that you can see that money is piling up right on the right. You are piling $1, $1, $1, $1, $1. By the time you get to retirement, you have a lot of things. Maybe you did it before, and then you have now a kind of lump sum available to you because you may be wealthy. But you know when the money is not in the right place, it's not growing, it's not decreasing, right? Money is dynamic. If it's not decreasing, inflation is beating it. What you could buy with like $100,000 today is not, in 10 years, 20 years, will not be the same thing. Inflation is beating it. So you need to consider to put that money somewhere that is growing with principal guaranteed. So in this case, you have like what you are, according to what you are doing now, like job, like work, activity. For example, if you are doing a business, what do we need to when we want to buy a business, to do a business? We need to invest a lot of money, right? Yeah. A system-made income, like the income you will do if you buy like a McDonald's franchise, you cannot just walk in there with $1,000 and say you want to buy a franchise. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
That's right. So you need to consider what is the amount of money is required for me to start this activity or this business. It's very important. Why are we asking this question? This question is important because this opportunity is where you can start actually a business with almost zero, with almost less than $1,000 in your pocket, bank account. You will be surprised to see that there's 5% here, but actually, the question is, do you have a chance at your existing work to experience what the 5% have access to? This question may seem like inappropriate because you have not been able to show the other slide that I talk about. Hopefully we'll get there. But basically, I can summarize and say that by saying that 95% of population in Canada are earning what we call single-handed income. What does that mean? They are making salary, they are employees, they are making commission because maybe they are self-employed, or they are just making like margin. That's what they are making like money. Salary, commission, and margin. That's it. That's what they are making. 95% of people. What are they doing that? Most of them are doing that because they haven't learned about the opportunity to actually get money to work for themselves, to work for them. 5% of the population actually know about this concept, and then they have been using it in their family, and then they became wealthy. They are actually experiencing like quality life with their whole family and generation to come. That's what this 5% came for. That was it for this first section. If we have time, we will go and try to check. We can go to a first session on Q&A. I will try to see if I can be able to share. We'll be able to share the other slide I have here to show you actually how it works, how to get involved. Anyway, the WFG system, how it works, how it can help you to create wealth as a senior. Thank you very much. Si nous voulons considérer que tout le monde, en tout cas tout le monde ici peut être senior ou a un parent qui est senior et aimerait, je pense que ce concept est vraiment puissant. Donc, entre 0 et 20 ans, si on a des petits-enfants tous, il faudrait déjà savoir ce qu'on n'a pas pu faire pour nous, qu'est-ce qu'on peut quand même faire pour nos petits-enfants et tout cela. Parce que nous travaillons dans la perspective que nous parlons aux seniors. On met ça ici, qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire pour nos petits-enfants? Bien, qu'est-ce qu'on peut demander à nos enfants de faire pour leurs petits-enfants, puisqu'on n'a pas pu faire ça pour eux. Entre 20 et 30 ans, quand on est encore étudiant, est-ce que, par exemple, une chose, quand vous avez 18 ans, vous savez que vous pouvez déjà ouvrir, vous avez un part-time job au Canada, vous savez que vous pouvez déjà ouvrir un TFP, n'est-ce pas? C'est-à-dire un CELI. C'est-à-dire que compte d'épargne libre d'impôt. Vous pouvez déjà créer ça quand vous avez 18 ans. Ce qui fait que quand vous avez 20 ans, il ne faut pas toujours considérer que non, je suis encore étudiant, je n'ai pas besoin d'avoir un compte d'épargne, un compte d'investissement. Non, à 18 ans, vous êtes entitled, vous êtes habilité à ouvrir un compte d'épargne libre d'impôt au Canada. Et si vous ouvrez ce compte dans la bonne société, la bonne firme, vous serez en mesure de commencer à accumuler des intérêts composés sur votre investissement. Même si c'est 100 $ par mois, c'est déjà beaucoup. Quand on aura l'opportunité, je pourrais vous montrer un jeune homme qui a commencé à épargner entre 18 ans et 26 ans. Il épargnait 150 $ par mois et il a arrêté à 26 ans. Quand il a eu 26 ans, il a arrêté de cotiser, il a laissé son argent là-bas. Il est allé travailler dur toute sa vie. À 65 ans, il s'est retrouvé avec 2 200 000 $. On ne peut pas se dire qu'entre 20 ans et 30 ans, on est seulement en train de fréquenter ou bien seulement en train de faire des études universitaires. Non, il y a des choses qu'on peut déjà faire en tant qu'étudiant pour faire que l'argent travaille pour nous pendant qu'on est encore à l'école. Ça, c'est peut-être une piste. Entre 30 ans et 60 ans, et notre période active, je pense qu'on doit être serein et, n'est-ce pas, prendre certaines mesures. Donc, pensez à cela et c'est comme ça qu'on doit faire. En tant que senior, donner ce conseil, c'est quelque chose de très important. Merci beaucoup.
Quand on va dessiner le pot,
oui.
Qu'est-ce qu'on fait exactement, concrètement? On essaie de dessiner notre pot pardon, en fonction de ce que nous, on a fait ou bien ce qu'on envisage de faire.
C'est deux possibilités. C'est-à-dire que si tu es senior, est-ce que tu peux encore rentrer et faire quelque chose de 0 à 20 ans?
Non.
Mais tu peux plutôt aider les autres à le faire, n'est-ce pas?
Oui.
Oui, c'est ça que tu écris là-bas si tu es senior. Si toi, tu es encore jeune, si tu es entre 0 et 20 ans, tu écris ce que toi-même tu peux faire pour toi-même, n'est-ce pas? Si tu as des petits-enfants, tu écris ce que tu vas faire pour les enfants quand ils sont à cet âge-là. Un exemple dans le cas de 0 à 20 ans. Si vous avez des petits-enfants, le gouvernement te donne peut-être 400 $ par mois. Alors, comment est-ce que tu gères ces 400 $ là maintenant? Et qu'est-ce que tu peux changer à partir de maintenant qu'est-ce que tu peux faire de ces 400 $ chaque mois à partir de maintenant? Tu écris ça là-bas. Dans ce moment-là, tu es en train de mettre de l'argent dans le pot de l'enfant, quoi. Donc, ça dépend de l'âge, de là où chacun se situe. Je pense que j'ai compris. Donc, ça dépend de là ce qu'on veut faire. On peut même faire en plusieurs lignes. Pour soi-même, on peut dire ce qu'on peut faire. Pour nos enfants, on peut dire ce qu'on peut faire. Et pour nos petits-enfants, donc tu peux me diviser en trois groupes. Donc, considère ta propre position toi-même. Et puis, vois si ce n'est pas possible avec toi-même, vois si tu peux aider quelqu'un d'autre avec ça, dans cette zone-là, ou ainsi de suite. Donc, sur l'écran, on the screen now, you can see something called the home of a financially secure person with financial education. Until now, we notice that without financial education, people are struggling. That's the reason why people are struggling. So let's see what you have in a financially secure home. Home of financially secure person. Okay, question to you. What is the biggest asset we have in our life? Because if you want to create wealth, what is our biggest asset? You can see on the screen. Can you read on the screen what you see at the bottom?
Ability to earn income.
Yes.
And it seems like, okay, the ability to earn income is actually the greatest asset we have in our life. Because that's where everything starts. That's where you create what we call the seed. So the foundation, that is the foundation of the financial home. The ability to earn income is actually the foundation of that. The money you are working today, the strength, the energy you are actually using now to make income is actually your biggest asset. What could destroy your foundation? Do you know, is there anything that can destroy your foundation? Look at this. One thing, we don't want it, but it's the reality that disability is another one. And also critical illness will be another one. We have three main things that can destroy our foundation. That means our ability to earn income. This is why it's very important to consider safety of your foundation. You have to protect your income, your ability to produce income. How do people do that? You have some vehicles. The first vehicle that most of people use, is to buy a home. I want a mortgage. Everybody wants a mortgage, which is good. But look at what happened. You will spend like 20, 25 years old just paying that house. What will you get out of it? You pay it off. You just have shelter. But if you are lucky, the market is good, you can sell that house and get some money on it. If you are not lucky, you can even lose. RRSP. Yes, people know about RRSP, but do they know where to secure their income? Do they know after the reality behind RRSP? Yeah, money grows over 10 to 15 years of investment. But what happened at the end? This amount of money is taxable 100%. During you are 30 to 60 years old, you feel like you are not paying taxes on your RRSP, not knowing that when you be senior, you have to pay this money back. You have to pay taxes on that money. You know that? There are non-regulated investments. For example, this is something that's not regulated. Everyone can decide, I will buy a car, I will buy a taxi, I will start this. You invest your money in some activity, personal activities. In that situation, what happened is that 50% of the activity, like Uber, you are doing Uber, you pay like 50% of the income you have is taxable. That's why you pay taxes about what you are doing. Another investment, you invest your time there. On the other side, you have the tax-free saving account, which is CELI in French. This is a vehicle put in place in Canada for us, tax-free saving account, but based on my experience, there are only few people know about TFSA, not knowing that this is actually the best vehicle they have to use for their children from age 18. Every kid in Canada from age 18 need to have a TFSA account created or opened in the perfect or the appropriate investment company, not in the bank. Anyways, if the bank is giving you a good rate of return compared to what we see, the potential we can show you, you can stay with your bank. But if not the case, I think it's a good decision to make, to change and say, okay, where can I get more than 2 or 3% on my money? Where can my son get like 8% on of return on his money? and compound interest. Am I getting compound interest or am I getting simple interest on my investment? So here, in this case here, there is no tax on it. Zero tax. That's the advantage of this one. There is no tax on it. Beside the TFSA account, we have what we call the jackpot, the wealth account. Almost zero tax on this amount, on this money. And then you're making like 6% compound interest on this account. Then you'll be receiving dividend on top of it. So you are making like your money, your investing money is making money that you can use for your retirement and so on. Okay, let's see how it works. You have the option to take out a tax preferred rate, part of this money to enjoy your retirement. So the wealth account will give you that possibility. Also, you have a coverage in that case. That means your ability to earn income is protected. You know, for example, that if a young guy of between 20 and 30 years old start a wealth account where he's putting like $300,000 or $500 a month or $500 a month, he will have in his life pot $750,000 deposit on his account. He is able to make that amount $750,000 because he started this one early when he had enough time for his money to actually produce. So that will be an ability to protect his income. He will not be like if he retired, he will not be suffering because he had a problem or disability or critical illness, or the main income provider of the family is no more. The family will still have this amount of money. So this one, ability to protect income is protected. So the wealth account will do that job for you. What will the wealth account do as well? The wealth account will put a roof on top of the home. What is that roof? That roof is what we call the will planning. In the will planning, or when you invest here, you are guided, you are advised on how to set up your account in such a way that you will not have to suffer like purchase from people from lenders, from taxes. You will not have those problems because this account will help you to cover all the expenses. You will not suffer there. So the wealth account is putting a roof on your house. Imagine you have a mortgage, $500,000. You have a good wealth account. If anything happened to you, your family will have enough cash to pay off that mortgage, and then your home is secure. Your family will not be homeless. Do you know that? That means the wealth account actually putting a roof on top of your financial home. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Am I talking?
Yes, we are following.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I just want to make sure that I'm not talking to myself. Okay, what's happening? Common people are using, majority of people, you can see here, let me come back. Majority of people are using just these two vehicles, mortgage and RRSP. That's what majority of people are using. Do you think it's the right decision now that you know that there are other vehicles? I need your answer. I need feedback. Do you think that is now a good decision to just focus on mortgage and RRSP? Do you think a good decision there?
Not really.
Not really. So what we can do is this. This is what the 5% of population that are doing like quality of life are doing. The few people, 5% of people take benefit of all these vehicles. In Canada, you need to take advantage of mortgage. That's okay. RRSP, that's okay. But make sure that you have non-regulated investment. Also, make sure from age 18 that you have TFSA account invested in the right investment company, the right location. Also, even when a child is already 2 weeks old, make sure you put $750,000 in his life pot. You will not regret. You are actually creating generational wealth for your family. This is how, based on just this financial home, you can make great decisions for your family, for your kid, for your grandkid, and then your family will never be poor anymore. I can guarantee you. Okay. So it's very important to understand the tax implication before planning. What will I pay that taxes on my my home? What will I pay like tax on my RSP account? What am I paying like tax on my non-regulated investment? What am I paying? You should know that you are not paying, there's no tax to pay on your TFSA. You have to know that by putting money in this good insurance account, you will pay almost zero tax on that money here. Even the growth that you have on that money is very important to know. So seniors, this home of financial secure person is really powerful for you to consider when you are making your decision, even about your life path. What else? You need to think about, understand how you will transfer your wealth to next generation easily, smoothly. You can leave a legacy, you can leave a lot of investment. Your loved one may not be able, they might not be able to access that money because of a lot of challenges they have to face. But you want them, I'm sure you want them to have peace of mind, right? Okay, that was it for the home, for the family home. Any question about this family home?
Est-ce que vous avez des questions?
C'est une maison en sécurité financière. Comment construire la sécurité financière pour notre maison, quoi. Vous allez maintenant comprendre comment créer donc la richesse. Comment créer la richesse en tant que senior ici. Nous avons déjà dit auparavant, vous vous rappelez que chaque processus de création de richesse commençait par quoi? Quand tu peux lire sur l'écran, ça commence par quoi encore?
Par le rêve, la vision, le rêve.
Par le rêve, la vision qui a dit tu as le rêve, tu rêves de quelque chose, tu as une vision pour quelque chose. Le dream. The dream is the key point here. Today is your opportunity to build tomorrow you want. Yeah, the dream is the tomorrow you want, right? So we have step 1 and 2. WFG actually have step 1 and 2 to actually show how you can do what you can do to actually build your dream. There are 3 common challenges in the society today, and then we see if you agree with that. Daily pressure. Remember, we are between 30 years and 65 years old. Daily pressure and constant running around. You agree with this? Limited and dependent income flow. Yes. Your income is limited. It is dependent on you. If not, you are not available, there is no income. That's what's happening. Lack of quality life with family. Compromised lifestyle. Yes, because you are busy doing many jobs to put food on the table. You are like limited. You cannot have good time with family. What are the reasons behind these challenges? The reason we found is that, or WFG found, is that majority of people struggle with what we call the single-handed income. What is single-handed income? What's happening with the single-handed income? They are insecure. There's insecurity, which means that if you don't show up to work or if you stop working, there is no money coming into your bank account. That means there's no security. It's not stable, right? Do you agree with that? It's a limited growth. Limited growth because of what? If you cannot work more than 12 hours a day. So you are limited to 12 hours a day, or if you are too strong, you can go maybe 14 hours or 16 hours, but you cannot do it all the time. There is no freedom. If you want to do something, you cannot do things like you want to. If you want to move, you have to ask for permission because you can leave your workplace, right? You agree with that? You agree with these challenges, this problem with the single-handed income? I believe so. I agree with this. I think that's the case. Why? That's why we think that we need to look for ways to earn like multi-handed income. We will convert, as you will know, your insecurity of single-handed to security. What I mean here is, for example, that if you have a multi-handed income or like multi-handed income here, even if you are not available, you will still be making some money because you have set up some things, business on investment, so that when you are not available, money is still coming into your bank account. So the income is also unlimited because you can multiply the hours, your work hours, by working with a team, you are working with many people. If you are working on your own, self-employed or employee, or I don't know, you are doing that, you are limited. You are working on alone, so which is not possible. You cannot multiply your time. Freedom. Yes, I said it already. If you have a business, you will set up your own schedule and then you follow it, which is very good. Are you looking for security, unlimited growth, and freedom in your life? Question to you. Are you looking for those? Let me know. So something else to know when you want to create wealth is about income types. So you have single-handed income, which is salary, commission, and margin we talked about before. And also, on the other hand, multi-handed types, royalty, dividend, capital gain. Do you know about this type of income? If you don't know, let me tell you what it is about. Single-handed income comes with hours. You work for 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours. You don't show up, you don't get paid. While the multi-handed income will come with the system. Remember the WFG system. Even you'll be making money, the system will help you to be making money. You don't depend. It's not dependent on you alone. Yes. Are you currently experiencing the income on the right or on the left? So, question to you, a key question here for us to move on. Will you be open-minded to know how to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle? The paycheck to paycheck cycle. We'll talk about that soon. Will you be open-minded to see that, to break that cycle? Will you be open-minded to experience multi-handed income types? Will you be open-minded to know how to give quality lifestyle to your family? So we talk about tax implication. We talk about our paychecks, right? So it's very important for us to create, when you want to create like income, to see that 50% of our paycheck goes to living expenses, and then almost 20%, for those who are lucky, will go to taxes, and that will be the other 25%. It's good to know. So with the education we just have here, what we will do, because the saving part, if you look here, the saving part is too little. But with the education we have today, the hope, the expectation is that your saving will be increased. Does it make sense? And then if these savings increase, the plan will be to use it to invest for retirement saving, children education, income protection, and also pay off debt. That's what it is. It's very good to know. Let's move on to something else. We talk about statistics. Actually, in Canada, in the financial system in Canada, statistics shows that 91% of people, when they become senior, are dependent after age 65. That's our situation now, because we are talking to seniors. What's the problem here? On the other side, there are 9% of the people at age 65 that are doing very well. What's the problem? The problem is that the 91% did not have a chance to have a financial education, while the 9% on the right had that education. We can change this one to 95 and 5%, which is the case in the US. Okay, good to know. This is just to explain why you remember the 5% we talked about before. So we cannot go too far. I just wanted to get to clarify and give some highlight on about some key information to give you some idea for you to decide to think about and make your decision for yourself and for your family. Let's go and close. With what we just did, well, our expectation is that you will increase the saving for your family, or you can expand a business to change your family future. Okay, that's our expectation. So in this case, if you are worrying about the concern to start a business, we know that you have you need investment to start a business. This one is covered. You don't need a lot of money to do that. You can see the screen is not enough money. It's in there. It's like less than $500. Part-time base, you are worried about time. You can do it while you are doing your job, as like myself. Also, you need to know that there is a need, because 91% of the population need what we are doing. We need the education, so the need is there. For the knowledge, you have knowledgeable people that will be training, that you train anywhere where they're interested to know how money works in Canada. About the risk, when you talk about risk here, it's the financial risk. What can you lose? So in this opportunity here, we can see that it's not about like $100,000 or $1 million. So it is just less than $100,000. So the risk is not a major issue here. So that's fine. That will be all for our presentation. This is just a chart to show what is possible. The dream is up here. You are here. You can build here. If you are doing like single-handed income here, you will be on the side. You will be in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, while if you embrace or you decide to go to look for royalty, dividend, and royalty, and you will do that. So for you, you have what you need to make a lifetime gift to yourself and to your family. Thank you so much for your attention. I think now, Christelle, I will hand back to you to proceed to the next step of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Thomas, for this presentation. I think the last part is, anyway, for myself, it is a bit technical. So it takes more than just presentation or this overview as you presented.
Pour le tax-free saving account, là, ouvrir pour un enfant qui a 18 ans, quel est je crois qu'il y a un plafond non, annuel, non, qu'on peut c'est quoi? C'est 5 000 $ encore, si j'ai bien suivi, si je connais, ou bien ça a changé?
Cette année,
cette
année c'est 6 000 $, je crois. Chaque année, ça change. Non, c'est
6 000 $
oui. Par année, pas par mois, par année. Et là, tu as un montant de 18 000 $, là, il y a un montant par année qui est fixé. Maximum TFSC annuel. OK.
Et en fait, c'est cumulatif. Moi, si tu as un enfant qui a 25 ans, n'a pas cotisé, et on va dire, il n'a pas cotisé pendant 7 ans, et oui. S'il a assez d'argent, il peut faire 5 000 $ fois 7, non? Il peut mettre directement.
C'est ça. C'est exact. Il a beaucoup de marge.
C'est même valable pour les adultes aussi, n'est-ce pas?
C'est valable pour les adultes, oui. Pendant qu'il y avait aussi des questions sur le pot, si quand les gens posent des questions, à un moment donné, peut-être on peut voir ce que les gens peuvent parler du pot encore, du live pot.
Au niveau des segregateurs fonds, là, comment on fait pour... comment ça marche? Est-ce que les banques offrent ça ou bien c'est seulement des structures comme World Financial Group ou bien... Comment ça se passe? Pourquoi nous, on n'est pas... Pourquoi le public n'est pas informé au sujet du segregated fund là?
That's the question. C'est ça qui est la question. Les banques n'offrent pas les segregated funds. Les banques vous offrent les GRC et vous offrent aussi les mutual funds. C'est que ça qu'ils ont. Et souvent même, ils ne sont pas... Beaucoup de gens à la banque ne savent même pas que ça existe. Donc c'est juste un problème structurel. Donc, on est privilégié quand on a des informations, quoi.
Encore une fois, merci pour votre présentation. Nous vous souhaitons une belle soirée. So thank you so much for all of you who take your time to be here at this session, and thank you to Mr. Thomas for his presentation on finance for seniors.
Thank you, Christelle. Thank you very much for your kind introduction and closing. Merci beaucoup, Christelle.
Merci à tout le monde. Thank you to everybody. Thank you.
Merci.